Thank you for tuning into Spirit with me over the last season. It's been a pleasure serving you. We're going on a short break, but plan to be back with a new season. And we are still scheduling calls now. So sign up to join me on air at radiomediumlauralee.com. And remember, we're always available to you at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter too. Always love to hear from you. In the meantime, hope you enjoy one of my season's best. Laura Lee tuning into Mr. Brian Spirit. Welcome.
Hi there. How's it going?
It's going good, Brian. Thank you. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lake Forest, California.
Couple spirits I think I get here. A female, but she seemed to be out of breath when she'd be speaking and somewhat a little wheezy. Does that make sense?
Yes. My mother is passed. Towards the end, when she was talking, she would be wheezing. It's that difficulty.
She sounds like she's out of breath when she's talking to me. She sounds wheezy. And she tells me you've actually reached out to her before through some other mediums. Is that correct?
No, this is my first time with a medium.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Unless somebody did it for you. Is somebody else contacted her through a medium?
I've had experiences personally that I feel like, we've connected. And in those moments, she gave me some things for validation. My siblings are across the country. So when I spoke to my siblings about these specific things, it was things that I wouldn't know unless I was there.
All right. You are acting as the medium then. You know what? She also says somebody owns some tarot cards or had tarot cards.
So it's so funny because about a month ago, I was gifted X-Men tarot cards. Maybe about 4 weeks ago. It was just something that I do card pulled every once in a while, but I didn't have a deck. And I saw this deck and somebody was like, oh, you know what? I have two. You can take it.
That's just a confirmation. So you really don't even need me, Brian. A lot of people think they need another source like a medium, but isn't it 10 times more powerful that you had those experiences?
Oh, definitely. Since she's passed, it's something I've been grateful for is that I've been able to feel her near me at many times, and even in dreams and things it's not that I never believed in it prior to it, but it's interesting when it happens and the validation is there in ways that I wouldn't know these things.
Right, you got it. And she tells me there's something to do with a chain and it's got something on it that's tied to it. Do you understand?
Yes, so I have only one thing from her. And it's a bracelet, a human-length bracelet with my name on it. And she taught me when I was 15 years old. And specifically, I remember with jewelry, it was one of those things we talked about. And it was why do you want this bracelet? I remember her asking me that. And I told her, I want this bracelet because after you're gone, it'll still be here. So it's so funny. It's the only thing I own that she's given me.
And do you still wear it?
You know what? I protect it at all costs.
No, you need to get that back on. I don't know if you've thought about putting it on a chain or something like that.
Well, it's interesting because it's a silver bracelet, but the links are the same as you would get on a chain, and I've looked into purchasing a chain that matches it.
All right. Well, there's a tie there with that. And one last thing, she says something about, I know you say you're cross country, but I feel like there's a longing for you to go back.
Yeah, it's interesting because my loved ones out there are continuously pushing me when are you coming? One of my friends offered, I'll buy you a one-way ticket, but you can't go back to California.
Right. And you know what? That heart call is just to have that close connection with family and friends. They're so supportive. Sometimes when we lose our loved one, you got to remember what's most important, keep us afloat.
Definitely. Put that into perspective.
Yeah. Listen to your heart, honey. Thank you for sharing your time with me, Brian.
Thank you. Thank you for the reading. I really appreciated it.
You're welcome. And if you'd like to join me on the show, sign up at radiomediumlauralee.com where you're going to learn more about services and events to support the show. And then tune in to Your Spirit each and every day by subscribing to the podcast on your favorite forum. And join me at Facebook Radio Medium Laura Lee group. I would love to hear from you.
Semi was in the center lane and just turned right in front of us. Decided I needed to get a hold of an attorney. Never really heard anything from this attorney for 2 years. Decided I couldn't use him no more. I contacted Konoski Bresney. He did more in 2 weeks than that other attorney did in 3 years. I could definitely not have done this on my own if it wasn't for Todd. Sorry. He changed my life.
Why do you need a personal injury lawyer? Hi, I'm Todd Bresney of Konoski Bresney. When you are harmed, insurance companies should compensate you fully and fairly. But they're in the business of caring about their own bottom lines and not about your losses. At Konoski Bresney, we get your worth. For close to 50 years, we've been your hometown attorneys. So call Konoski Bresney at 888, the letter U, count and the number 2, or see me on the web at bresneylaw.com. It won't cost you a thing to see if we can help.